mean, we could write each other's names in there. It should be fun. We could do Melissa and Hannah.
Yeah, that would look really great for a really long time.
What were we gonna say again? It's cool to say that.
We just got it. Woo! That was really good.
All right, well,
Oh,
let's see
God.
if we like it. That's the question. Hi, I'm Melissa.
And I'm Hannah, and we're here today to talk with you about furniture and how to pick it.
We find that a lot of our clients that come in struggle with it because they may have an idea of what they want, but then their husband wants something else, or they're like, how do I pick this because I have kids? They have all sorts of different hurdles, and so we want to help you guys come to that thought process of, I can do this and it's fun.
And you
versus
can
it's
do this, and it is fun. One of the biggest things that we find is you have to consider your lifestyle. Everybody's lifestyle is different. I know mine is different probably than yours. You have kids, I have a dog and a boyfriend.
A couple of things that we always make sure when we're working with the client is that if you have kids and you need durability, and we get a lot of people who are like, oh, well, I can't buy high quality because I have kids and they're gonna trash it. You can buy quality because it will stand the test of time with your kids, because the construction is done better to handle them jumping around on it. Most of your better qualities have lifetimes on their frames. So it's a really good idea for you to think about that investment, that it's worth it, because even the fabric selections tend to be nicer. The kids are going to come in, and spill their Kool-Aid or whatever on it. If you pick the right fabric, you certainly can have it last 10, 15 plus years, where on the lower ends are about 5 years. What about your pets? I guess we should talk about that, because some people do come in with that and they're like, what about leather? And I have a dog and it's gonna puncture or it's gonna scratch.
Yeah.
So if you buy the right kind of leather, that will help, because there's protected leathers, there's unprotected leathers.
Yep.
So if you buy a raw leather, for instance, and we could write each other's names in there. It should be fun. We could do Melissa and Hannah.
Yeah, that would look really great for a really long time.
Knowing what you're purchasing and what are the effects of your lifestyle is very, very important. And that's how you get the most for your money.
So if I buy a leather sofa, does that mean I have to constantly condition it?
That's a really good question. With a protected leather or an unprotected leather, you should always look at where you're putting it in your home. So that's the first thing it starts with. Because with leather, if you put it in direct sunlight, you will have to condition it a lot more than what you would if it's in a central location in your home. So being aware of how much light is coming through those things, but there is always, each manufacturer is going to have a guideline of what you should do for leather.
Right, and leather is also gorgeous. So if it does fit your lifestyle and it is something you want, definitely go for it. It's extremely durable and will last forever.
So what are you seeing for colors of leather? What do you think is the hot ticket right now?
I know back in my parents' day, they have a blue leather couch.
There are some really cool leather trends right
There
now
are.
that are blue, and it's great.
The darker leathers and the ones that have different types of leathers mixed together, those are really in right now and really cool looking.
Yep, they are transitioning over to cream right now is what I'm seeing. So
Oh, awesome.
brown is still always a hot ticket, but
Yes.
cream is just nice when you want to do something different, but you're not looking at being sold.
If you're not buying a leather couch, what would you do for colors? How do you match the colors within your home? How do you make it feel like it fits perfectly in your space?
With that question, it's tough because a lot of it goes off of paint color.
Yes.
So
big
you
time.
paint color your carpet, your trim, and because all of those things are considered a factor when you're choosing colors, because there's a lot of undertones underneath things.
Yep.
And so when you have those undertones, you really have to be careful. Right now, grays, they're kind of transitioning out, but we are still seeing that as a factor. So as long as it's a warm gray, then you can intermix your blues and your browns. I wouldn't tell you to do all gray with a gray sofa, gray fabric, gray leather. Most of the time when you intermix all grays, it's one of them is gonna go purple.
Oh.
Or it's gonna go blue. So gray is super hard to match. So if somebody comes in and says, well, everything's gray, it's great. Great, but now you want a gray fabric sofa, it's gonna be very difficult for us to make it not go a different color palette. Choose your colors carefully and don't overlay them on the color palettes that can really shift. So gray is super, super hard. So taupe is the other one. So it's best if you're working with a designer, or if you're not working with a designer, bring samples of your pieces. We've got a lot of clients that'll take their paint stick and dip it into the can, let it dry, and so they'll come in with basically a paint deck.
I've done it on a piece of paper where I paint just directly on a piece of paper and I bring that around with me to, you know, figure out what works and what doesn't. What's your budget? Everybody comes in and they say, you know, I have this chunk of money to spend on furniture, help. You know, this is fine to come in and have a budget.
You don't have to have a budget.
I have to have a budget.
I
have to have a budget.
budget.
If I don't have a budget, I have no money.
Right. All right, so you can have a budget or you don't have to have a budget. It depends on your lifestyle.
That's true.
So, but if you do have a budget, it's best to be honest with the person you're working with, because it saves them a lot of time and effort in creating a space for you that you want. If you just are honest. Otherwise, they're going to give you something that's got a budget of, you know, maybe triple your dollar amount, and now you're like, oh, I want to have that, and you can't have it.
Yeah.
And now you're sad, and it doesn't matter what else they show you, you're disappointed. Be honest with them. I know we get some clients will be like, well, they give us 30% less than what their budget actually is because they don't want you to maximize it. If you're working with a reputable, trustworthy designer, they're gonna maximize your budget as much as possible because they want to see your project take place.
We like to make sure that our clients are happy with what we have and that we're not maxing out their budget necessarily, but we're giving them exactly what they need and what they want in their space.
Right. We like to tell people to think about stages. So if you have a budget, get the whole look together and then figure out which pieces do I need. Can I buy better quality pieces over a stretch of time? And I would extend it out, you know, years and years. I would say over the next year or two maximum, because after 2 years, your style is going to change too.
Yeah, and you're going to want to change with your style as you go. And if you're taking 5, 6, 12 years to put together this one look, by then the times are going to be a little bit different. You're going to have to change it all again anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point. So a couple years maximum. I would tell you a year to 2 years. Consider stages with that, and again, be honest with whoever you're working with your designer, because if you tell them you plan to do that, they're going to be more patient, understanding with you than all of a sudden you just disappear, and then the next time you come in, you want their attention. A lot of them will give you the attention, but it's going to be the same attention you gave them over the last 6 months of absence. So just communication is really, really important when you're working with a designer.
Communication is key, and one of the things I always tell people is, if you're willing to work with me, I am more than willing to work with you. And that's how most people, I think that's the mindset that most people have. So if you have that budget, let us know. If you have those concerns, let us know. If you have that vision, let us know. We'll help you get there. We're going to have many episodes to come. So make sure you push that subscribe button. And there's even this little bell in the corner. If you push that, it'll notify you when we have a video, so you won't miss a single thing. Also, give us a nice like too.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah. Till next time.
Till next time. Bye.